Hello, everyone. Let's talk today a little bit about Florida carriers. One in specific, the largest on-market ACA carrier in Florida. Now, if you don't know what the name of that company is, it's very simple. Florida Blue. Florida Blue is the largest carrier in Florida. Florida Blue is the only carrier that is available in 67 counties out of 67 counties in the state. It has various networks that you could choose from. And in many counties, you could choose from multiple networks. In some counties, you may have a little bit more limited access to other networks, but either way, those are counties where there's not much of options anyways. So considering the entire footprint of Florida, we've got a few counties on the East Coast, Flagler, Volusia, St. John's. Those are Florida healthcare plan counties, meaning that the dominating plan there is Florida healthcare plans. However, they're owned by Florida Blue. So again, larger coverage all throughout the state, whether it be through Florida Blue or through a Florida Blue owned company. You've got various networks that you can choose throughout the Florida Blue portfolio of networks. You've got Blue Options, Blue Care, Blue Select, My Blue, and I'll go a little bit into detail on that because it's very important that you guys know what the difference is between all these networks. Now, the Blue Options Network, that's easily the largest network of primary care physicians and specialists and hospital facilities in Florida. They are a full PPO plan, meaning that you can get coverage in network and out of network, meaning if you're in New York and you want to go see a random doctor or a specialist, doesn't have to be an emergency. As long as that doctor is in network, you can see him. And you will receive in-network prices for that. Now, it's very important also to keep in mind that this type of plan is also one of the more costly ones. So this is not for everyone. The Blue Options is for folks who are a little bit on the medium to high income earners. Those are the individuals who travel a bit in the state, so they need a little bit of more of a flexibility in a plan that moves with them without them having to pay out-of-pocket costs because there is no coverage in their area. The Blue Care Network, that's an HMO product. However, it's a very nice HMO. It's the largest network of primary care physicians and specialists. So it says largest network, but really it uses the Blue Options Network for most of its primary care physicians and specialists. Again, no out-of-network coverage for an HMO. I think that's pretty standard, meaning that if you want to go see a doctor or a specialist, they're not in network or they're not in the state, and you cannot get covered. Of course, if it's an emergency or if it's hospitalization, urgent care, something like that, absolutely that is covered, but you will not have coverage for routine things. You must select a primary care physician, but you can see any primary care physician in the network. That's very unique because, as I mentioned, you have the entire state of Florida to choose from. So if you're in Miami-Dade County and you want to go see a physician, for example, in, Orange County, because you heard that this physician is awesome in the specific condition that you want to get taken care of, and he is an in-network physician for Florida Blue, then you can use that doctor without a problem. Another thing that makes the Blue Care very unique is that it's an open access HMO, meaning that there are no referrals required to see a specialist. That's very important when you are explaining to a customer what the value points of this type of network is. It's more economical than the Blue Options Network, but you still get the same great benefits of the Blue Options PPO network. You'll just get in an HMO packet. Again, no referrals required to see a specialist, very large network of doctors and specialists, and no out-of-network coverage for the Blue Care. Blue Select follows. It is a PPO or EPO, you want to call it, because you must be exclusive for some providers. An EPO, if everybody knows what an EPO is, either way, I'll explain it real quick. It basically is a PPO, but for certain services, you must see exclusive providers of Florida Blue, meaning that you have a PPO plan, except for a few services which you must go in network for and see the Florida Blue physicians. Now, it does provide nationwide coverage because it is a PPO, so that's actually very unique. However, the network is a lot smaller than Blue Options and even Blue Care. So you've got less doctors, less specialists, even less hospitals that are accessible to this network. So it's going to be more of the medium to low income individuals that are going to be looking at this product, maybe higher subsidy eligible individuals, like those who make, if an individual is making anywhere between 12,000 to 25,000, 30,000, then this product may be one for them. The next product and the next network that Florida Blue offers would be the MyBlue network. Now, the MyBlue network is the smallest primary care physician network that Blue offers. It is a traditional HMO, meaning that referrals are required by your doctor in order to see a physician. So you do have that gatekeeper model of that traditional HMO. It is most likely the lowest priced network plan out of all the Florida Blue networks. And again, there is no out-of-network coverage. However, this plan is very cost-effective for those folks who are looking to save some money on their healthcare costs while at the same time keeping intact the core values of what it is to have a good health plan, which is access to your doctors, access to the necessary specialists, reputable specialists, which is very important. And at the same time, having that freedom to say, you know what, I am covered. I'm avoiding the penalty with a product that's maybe not the most comprehensive that Florida Blue offers, but it's definitely one that gives me all that I need. So that is the MyBlue network. Again, 4 networks are Blue Options, Blue Care, Blue Select, and MyBlue in terms of size, and that's in order of size, and that's something to keep in mind when you are selling. So, speaking of MyBlue, MyBlue is actually expanding. Last year was the first year of the MyBlue product, which was introduced to the market, and they were in a few counties. Now they will be adding Alachua and Manatee County to those counties of service. So you'll have a little bit more coverage within the MyBlue network in terms of areas that you can sell in or areas that an agent can service. So those agents who service Alachua and Manatee counties, please look out for that product in your area and just kind of see where they're going to be placed, because they are definitely going to be very competitive next year. Not just MyBlue, but Florida Blue in general, considering the entire state. Staying with the MyBlue conversation, now we're looking at the Clinic Sanitas expansion. Clinic Sanitas is a clinic system that Florida Blue created. It's actually a South American concept that was brought to the U.S., and Florida Blue aligned with Clinic Sanitas, and they created some clinics in Dade County. Now they will be expanding to Hillsborough. So those who are servicing the Hillsborough area can expect, 1, to have a Clinic Sanitas and MyBlue products available in that area. 2, for MyBlue to be very competitive in that area because they're investing in the Clinic Sanitas. So they really want that to thrive and be a competitive product with added value because of that clinic-based system. So again, look out for the Hillsborough County MyBlue expansion of the Clinic Sanitas. Okay, so preferred cost shares. Preferred cost shares is actually something that's brand new to Blue. It's a very simple concept. A few companies have done it in the past, and this is pretty much what they've got going. Basically, if you go to a participating Blue facility, which can be a Clinic Sanitas and another facility, which I'll mention in a second, you get these services at $0 copays, no matter what plan you have, as long as you do not have an HSA or a simple choice plan. If you have any other plan on any other network, you get office visits, e-visits, allergy testing and allergy injections by a primary care physician, and x-rays done at a primary care physician's office. Absolutely $0 copay for those services. That's very unique because you've got some folks who have plans with a higher deductible that they must meet before any of these services are covered. So now if you go to any of these facilities, those services are included at $0 copay. So what are those facilities? Again, Clinic Sanitas, Miami-Dade, Hillsborough, the second Clinic Sanitas area that will open. And in Pinellas, you have the Diagnostic Clinic Medical Group. That clinic, if you go to it with a blue product, as I mentioned, then you will have the same type of services at a $0 copay. So for those folks who are in those areas, you can talk to clients and explain this sort of added value for their product in case they are considering a high deductible plan because they cannot afford perhaps a lower deductible at a higher price. So this is a good value point for those of you who are offering bronze plans with higher deductibles or silver plans that you must meet deductibles before you get coverage. Now, the Florida Blue market itself is very unique because they are going to be number one in most likely more counties than any other company. Now, I know that's not a fair statement to make considering that a lot of companies are bailing out next year. Coventry is leaving. United Healthcare is leaving. What is left? You've got Molina, you've got Ambetter, but none of those companies offer coverage in all 67 counties. And better yet, considering the counties that those companies are in, Florida Blue will be very competitive with them. The other counties that they're not in, Florida Blue will be the only carrier and still competitive. So it's going to be a good outlook for the company in 2017. You guys got to look out for when the prices are released, the counties that you service and the nearby counties in the area to see what placement Florida Blue has in the market, whether it be number one, number two, number three, in the networks that you guys want to focus on. And again, the network depends on the client. Some clients might need a network that offers more options. Well, that's more. Some clients might need to maintain themselves on a budget. Well, okay, that's a smaller network. Again, look at it, consider it, and make sure you're offering the right options when it comes to Florida Blue because they definitely have a lot of them.